What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now this is a question that is often asked to me: why do I love succulents, or why do I adore them so much and grow them in such a large number? Now there are a couple of reasons. One, because I love plants. Secondly, I don't have a lot of place. I do have foliage plants, flowering plants, but foliage and flowering plants, they tend to take up a lot of the space, and I'm not able to grow the collection. But when it comes to succulents, as you'll all know, succulents do not need a lot of place. They can even grow in a very small little tiny pot as well. And the best thing is that if your environment is supporting you, you can grow n number of varieties. And nobody can basically stop you. All you have to do is just have the right type of soil mix, and if these things work in your favor, trust me, you can have unlimited succulents, because the more you cut, the more succulents you are gonna get. For example, I had done some cuttings of our Crassula baby necklace. You can see how many I have been able to grow. The same thing goes with string of buttons, slightly dehydrated, but you can see again I have another baby necklace in this. Then recently I had done some cuttings of the Graptopetalum myrian, and you can see they are doing excellent. I have myrians in every other pot because I'm trying to propagate them as much as possible. So you can keep cutting. The more you cut, the more succulents you will get, but of course you have to follow certain basic guidelines. You have to be a little bit careful, but if you're able to do that, you will be able to get a lot of succulents without even buying them. Now here is another example. This is an Echeveria ester. Now most probably the seller had cut off one of the pup. Probably they wanted to sell that other one. But I'm okay with that as long as I'm getting a proper plant. So this is the plant that I had received, and now probably where they had cut, you can see without any efforts it is putting out a new a pup. So this is the part where the seller might have cut to separate the pup. Maybe it was a medium size and they wanted to make a little bit of more profit, which is absolutely fine, but it's giving me another pup. So it is very easy. It is amazing to grow succulents. You can grow them with stem cuttings. Like here you can see I had done the stem cutting on this Graptosedum ghosty, and you can see the amount of pups it is putting up. I already have 3 heads from this, and now I have multiple pups. The same thing goes with the sedum joys. I had done some cuttings and I'd put them in the pot with our Echeveria PVN. We have a small little prolifica over here, which was again a cutting. All of these joys have rooted. You can see they are quite stiff in the soil, which means that their roots have grown and they have settled in this pot. So I'm very happy with this. The PVN is also doing extremely well, looks absolutely beautiful. Just with a small little addition, you can see it already looks like a beautiful arrangement. Of course, these are going to grow taller and it will become even more bushy. The pot is going to look absolutely stunning with a contrast of purple and a deep orange color. And then we always have the pup separations. Here are some pups that I had separated and I had put them into the soil. Today I'm giving them another pot. So you can see they are very well rooted, a very good color on them. This is Aguides rubra. This is Aguides Christmas. We have another pup. I'm not very sure what variety. I'm not very sure about the ID, but it is an Echeveria. It also has some roots. This is Purple Delight. Again, an ample amount of roots. This was a stem cutting kept for air rooting. And then we have a small little pup of Echeveria elegans, Mexican snowball, which also has a good amount of roots. This was a pup that was separated from the mother plant. So you can see everything that you cut on succulents, it will regrow. It will give you double than what you have. That's the amazing thing about succulents. Again, there are some casualties that might happen. Like for example, over here I have a succulent that did get burnt. But now you can see there is a lot of new growth. If you have burns on your leaves, it might look bad, but it's absolutely fine. Just leave it as it is. It should not bother you, because pulling out of the leaves is going to make it even look bad, because then the plant, the succulent, will lose its symmetrical look. you can just ignore those scars, it's no issue. Or you can say that your succulent is a fighter, it has stood strong against that acclimation process. There was a small little accident, but it's absolutely fine. The new growth is not going to have the burns, but the best part is that this succulent is completely acclimated now. I have another Echeveria, I'm not very sure about the name. Again, I have some more Myrians in this, and you can see they are doing extremely well. They were also cuttings, and now you can see they are nice and stiff in the soil, which means that they have already rooted. So this is the most amazing thing about succulents that I love, that you can keep multiplying them. Even if you feel like you have less succulents, all you have to do is just do cuttings and keep growing them, but with patience. Of course, you have to wait, it's not going to happen overnight, but the good part is that you have done a cutting, you have put it into the soil, you know that you are going to get outcome out of it probably 6 months or a year down the line. So this is how I have been increasing my collection. These are some more cuttings that I have put in this. I'm not very sure. Okay, this has not rooted. You can see it is very wobbly in the soil, which means that it has not rooted yet. These were some cuttings that I had taken some time back, and it is just about to put out new roots. You can see this. This one I did not air root, I did the cutting, I let it callus, and then I put it into the soil. So you can see, because it does not have a good set of roots, that's why it was a little bit wobbly, but you notice that there are new roots coming up. So in this pot I have some Echeveria Melaco, and I also have Graptopetalum Mendozae and one Myrian. So I have been trying to propagate the Graptopetalums more, because it was the winters and it was their growing period. They tend to grow a little bit faster during the season, so I wanted to propagate as many as I could. Again, we have another set over here, a little bit dehydrated, but again we have some Mendozae, we have an Echeveria, Baby Necklace, Purple Delight. So as you can see, if the succulents have the same requirements in terms of watering, in terms of sunlight, they are going to do quite well together. I have to water this pot, it's a little bit dehydrated, and let me move this away because I have another one over here again. You can see such a small pot, but I was able to put some more varieties together. We have Graptosedum ghosty, we have an Echeveria, I'm not very sure about the name, then we have another Mendozae. I think I have probably put Mendozae and Myrian in every other pot as much as possible, because I want to propagate them in a very large number. And this is again another thing that I wanted to share. Such a small pot, we are able to put so many succulents. Ideally, our foliage plants, we cannot do that because a lot of plants don't do quite well together, but here you can see, you can just put varieties together and they are going to grow very beautifully together. Not only it looks very attractive, but also it gives us more space to grow even more plants. Again, I have another small little takeaway container. You can see this is full with all different types of varieties. This one is Ellen. We have two Echeverias, Sedum Adolphi and some Prolifica. Again, they are doing absolutely fantastic. Very small pot, and I think I have these two are Christmas, Echeveria Christmas. So in this pot as well, you can see we have 4 varieties that are growing together in such a small pot. So you can keep multiplying them as much as you want. As long as you have that enough space and you have a good amount of soil mix. Always keep your soil mix handy and ready well in advance. Always keep a backup of soil mix. Pots, it's not necessary that you have to buy pots. You can use anything. They will grow in anything and everything. Of course, if you are from a very high humid environment, earthen pots tend to work out really well. But if you have the right type of soil mix which tends to dry faster, then plastic pots are not much of an issue, or ceramic pots are not much of an issue if you have the right type of soil mix which tends to dry probably completely within the 3rd or the 4th day. So over here I have used I tend to make my own pots. So some of the pots are homemade pots, and then majority of the pots are takeaway containers that I tend to use, and it has been working out really well. Now, because some of the succulents do not grow very large, that's another good part. So we can accommodate many succulents together. As you can see over here as well, I have tried to push in as many succulents as possible. I am running out on space, though I have ample amount of space on my terrace or on my roof. But the issue is I cannot use all of the space because there is direct afternoon sunlight as well. So even though I have a lot of space, but I still cannot use it because of the afternoon direct sunlight. If I have to use that space, then I'll have to put up a shade cloth, and again, because this is a rooftop area, the wind is very, very strong. The shade cloth is going to go off as soon as I put it, so that is again not an option. But as much as I can make space and try to grow them, I'm trying to club many succulents together so that I can still push in more succulents in the space where I can grow them, due to which, because of this, you will be able to see a lot of my arrangements have now started with multiple succulents. Like initially I used to keep only one succulent in one pot, but I'm slowly starting to run out of space, so you will be able to see a lot of succulents in a single pot. But there are certain succulents that I'm trying to keep just one. Like for example, if the pot is very small, this is my little gem, you might have seen it in my last video. So in these I'm just trying to keep one succulent because there is not a lot of space wherein I can keep it. But then you will find some pots that I have a lot of different varieties of succulents that are growing together. Again, some more different varieties. I'm not very sure about this one. It was a small little pup. I don't know if it's doing quite well. It was very dehydrated, but I still happened to put it into this pot. So I'm not very sure if it is going to grow or not, but it's absolutely fine. The others are looking fantastic. This is another haworthia. Again, as you know, my love for Mendoza is crazy. I have been growing them in every other pot, so we also have them in this pot. So as you can see, I have a lot of pots with a lot of different succulents. They look very stunning, they look absolutely beautiful, and the best part is that it is saving up a lot of my space. I'm able to grow a lot of succulents in one single pot and of different varieties. So that's about it, guys. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep planting.